Miyu had liked her serious nerd classmate Tani for a long time, but she hid her feelings because she was scared people would judge her. Then she found out that Tani liked her too, so she decided to take a risk for a boy who had nothing in common with her. Miyu thought she was the biggest baddie in her high school, but in reality, she looked like the city's biggest pick-me case. She spent all her pocket money on makeup every morning just to look a little better. She kept putting on layers of makeup while the rest of her classmates left for school. But Miyu never left without her heart-shaped earrings that matched her hair color, and here, pink hair was normal. After getting ready, she practiced saying good morning to Tani, but she could not make a normal face in the mirror. Just then, her brother came in and told her to move, saying the mirror would break from seeing her face so much. Miyu reached school and happily greeted her friends, but when she went to class and greeted Tani, she suddenly got stuck. Tani replied coldly, and Miyu blushed hard. Then, her friends Manami and Aoi came and said she was making too much noise in the morning. Miyu ignored them and asked how her eyelashes looked because she had spent 3 hours fixing them. Her friends could not see any difference and told her to just get fake lashes instead of wasting time. Miyu said she did not want to put plastic or silicone on her body yet because her natural beauty was still enough. Then she complained that no mascara brand in the market met all her demands, and she asked Tani which brand he would suggest. Tani coldly asked if he looked like the kind of guy who knew about this useless stuff. Miyu laughed and said she did not expect anything from him anyway. Her friends asked Miyu if she was crazy for bothering Tani with things he had no interest in. Miyu said she liked that he stopped her directly. Then, with big eyes, she looked at Tani and said that if he ever needed help buying mascara, she would help him. Tani refused her. Miyu laughed loudly and said she liked it when Tani was harsh with his words, but the real thing was different. Miyu apologized to Tani in her heart because she liked him so much, and she thought the only way to talk to him was to bother him with her useless talk. Everyone thought Tani was a sad nerd, but Miyu saw him as an honest boy who said what he felt. He treated everyone the same and did not change his attitude no matter who was in front of him. These things pulled Miyu toward him, and when her seat was right next to his, she felt it was a miracle. When Miyu greeted Tani, she got nervous, but Tani gave such a short and measured answer that Miyu felt like he was getting his replies from ChatGPT. Miyu kept trying to start light talk again and again, but Tani kept his distance and Miyu became even more out of control. During this, her friends asked her opinion about something, so Miyu's attention broke, but she did not even hear what they said. She directly asked Tani if he ever thought about being in a band. Tani coldly said no. This time, Miyu's friends asked Tani to just say if Sakura's 6th cousin was bothering him. Miyu got nervous hearing this, but Tani thought for a second and said it was fine. Miyu felt very relieved because if Tani really thought she was annoying, everything would be over for her. She apologized to Tani in her heart again and thought she wanted to talk to him normally, but she did not want anyone to find out she liked him. The truth was that Miyu was the school's biggest pick-me girl and wanted to make everyone happy. When her friends asked her to go to Burger King after school, she said yes, even though she had homework. This was nothing new. She even let her friend Yamada copy her homework because she was scared he would think she was rude. Later, when 2 girls asked her for her Insta ID, the first thing that came to her mind was if she had posted something strange there, like an OnlyFans link or something. After school, she went to the restaurant with her friends as promised, and there they suddenly started talking about Tani. Hearing Tani's name, Miyu almost choked on her fries. Then her friend said Tani was very smart, and he also went to cram school to prepare for college entrance tests. Miyu was surprised to hear this because she did not know. Then her friends said that in their group, Miyu was the closest to Tani. Hearing this, Miyu almost choked on her drink too, and blamed her gag reflex for not training it well. Luckily, another friend started talking about some celebrity gossip, and Miyu quickly joined in so she could change the topic from Tani and her crush. She kept trying to understand the situation and go with everyone, and in the end, she felt tired in the school toilet because she could not handle so many fries. Miyu decided to go home alone, and while leaving, she was holding back a yawn when she saw Tani closing his locker. Seeing him, she got nervous and asked why he had not gone home yet. Tani said he had some committee work, so Miyu immediately tried to use this chance to know personal things about him. Miyu asked which way he went home, and she was surprised that Tani also went the same way. She quickly looked around to see if anyone was watching them, then gathered courage and asked Tani if they could walk home together. She felt very nervous, but Tani agreed. While walking home, Miyu said that even though their houses were in the same direction, they never ran into each other, and Tani just nodded. Miyu felt strange, so she joked that in the morning she was busy with makeup, and in the evening she spent time with friends, so it was hard to see her. Tani just nodded at this too, and Miyu started thinking what she should talk about. Suddenly, she said that today she went to Burger King with her friends, and the meat in the burger was so big that it barely fit in the bun. After saying this, she got nervous, but Tani asked her if the burger was tasty. Miyu's nervousness disappeared because this was the first time Tani showed interest in something, and she did not let this chance go. She asked if he would ever want to go eat something with her, and she thought he would probably say no, but Tani said yes. Miyu could not understand what just happened. She thought maybe Tani was just being polite, but then she remembered he never changed his attitude for anyone, so she realized Tani really meant what he said. Now, Miyu got even more nervous, and when she tried to say something back, her hand suddenly touched Tani's hand. Miyu felt a shock through her whole body at this touch, and almost started to run away in embarrassment, but in the end, both just kept walking in silence. Then suddenly, Tani calmly took her hand, and Miyu felt like everything changed because she could not understand what was happening. She thought maybe she was dreaming, but then Tani saw some girls coming from the front and quickly let go of her hand. Miyu suddenly came out of her thoughts, and she could not even remember how she got home after that. Her brother saw her lying in front of the door. While greeting him, Miyu looked at her hand and got nervous again. She kept thinking about how Tani held her hand and felt like she would not be able to sleep, but after a while, she fell asleep. The next morning, she rolled out of bed. When she checked the time, she saw she was very late for school. She got ready quickly in a panic, but when she went downstairs, she saw her family had already left for work. Miyu felt like this was the first time she was late and people would judge her. Then she thought maybe being very late would make her look cool too, so she got ready slowly and reached school after lunch break. She surprised her friends and made an excuse that she wanted to attend PE class to get a workout. Then she looked at Tani's seat, but it was empty. Yamada was sitting there and asked Miyu if she was dating Tani because someone he knew saw them walking home together yesterday. Miyu immediately thought maybe that person also saw them holding hands. She started denying any relationship with Tani. At that moment, Tani came into the class and told Yamada he was sitting in his seat. Tani picked up his notebook and left the class because the next lecture was in another room. Miyu got nervous that Tani might have heard her denial and now would think she was rude. In the next lecture, she kept thinking about this and thought she should apologize to him in front of the whole class, but she could not do it. The rest of the day she stayed distracted. When classes ended and Tani started packing his bag, Miyu wanted to apologize to him but was scared someone would see her talking to Tani, so she said nothing. Then Tani himself came to her and calmly told her to forget what happened yesterday. As he left, Miyu saw a strange sadness in his eyes, and this shook her. At that moment, her friends came and asked her to go out for some useless thing again, and Yamada asked what she was talking about with Tani. Miyu decided she would not hide her feelings anymore because of fear of being judged, and she told her friends she was obsessed with Tani in a one-sided way. Miyu said she asked Tani to walk home with her yesterday, then asked her friends if she did something wrong. Everyone was shocked to hear this, and Yamada was the most nervous because he remembered he teased Miyu about Tani at lunch. He told Miyu she should have told her friends about her feelings earlier because they would have helped her. At that moment, Manami reminded Miyu that Tani had already left, and if she wanted to catch him, she should run now. Miyu picked up her bag and ran fast, even though she was not really that fast. After telling her friends everything, Miyu felt confident, and now she wanted to use that confidence to tell Tani her feelings. On the other side, Tani had already walked halfway home and was thinking that yesterday he lost control for a moment. He had always been alone and no girl ever paid attention to him, so when Miyu was friendly with him, he thought it was just her habit. But yesterday, after seeing Miyu's behavior, he could not stop himself and thought maybe she was interested in him. Now he felt he tried to get close to the only girl who treated him well, and now his relationship with Miyu would be ruined. He was mentally preparing himself that now Miyu would not talk to him. At that moment, Miyu reached there and shouted that she loved him. Tani turned around immediately, and Miyu ran to him, repeating that she really loved him and did not know how to talk to him in a normal way. She admitted she was scared people would see her feelings, so she kept ignoring him in a childish way. Crying, she said she wanted to know him better and spend more time with him, and Tani was shocked to hear this. Miyu said when Tani held her hand, she was so happy she fell asleep and got late for school in the morning. Tani laughed at this, then told Miyu he was a useless guy who did not know what to do when she did not talk to him. Blushing, he asked if she would be okay with a useless guy like him, and Miyu became very happy seeing his face. Then, suddenly, crying, she accepted him, and Tani took out a handkerchief to wipe her tears. He stopped and said her mascara would come off like this, so Miyu cried even louder because she was happy Tani paid attention to her words. The next morning, Tani woke up a few seconds after the alarm rang. Tani looked out the window with no expression, then picked up his fat cat before leaving for school and said goodbye to his grandma. He was standing at the traffic crossing, looking at his phone, when Yamada came running and slapped him hard on the back to say good morning. Tani was shocked and immediately asked if Miyu had told him anything. Yamada said he was smart, and Tani thought it was obvious because there was no other reason to get slapped by this guy in the morning. Yamada laughed and said now that Tani was close to Miyu, he would have to get close to her friends too. Hearing this, Tani got nervous because he did not like physical or close contact with people. He said he never thought about telling anyone about him and Miyu because he felt being linked to him could ruin Miyu's reputation. Yamada laughed and asked if he really thought Miyu had any reputation to lose. He said Tani caring so much clearly showed he loved Miyu. Yamada said Tani should not worry because Miyu said everything was fine. Then he reminded Tani that yesterday Miyu shouted in front of the class that she loved him, so now everyone already knew. Tani was shocked to hear this, but Yamada kept saying all Miyu's friends were supporting her. He said Miyu would still be the popular girl at school and only her fun value, in his eyes, had changed. Tani realized talking to Yamada was not that hard, and in return, he gave him some candies. In class, Miyu was telling Manami and Aoi about a romantic drama she watched recently, but both were not interested in it. They were more interested in the romantic stuff happening in Miyu's own life. They pressured Miyu to tell details about her relationship with Tani, so Miyu blushed hard and could not say anything. Manami then said the way Miyu acted with Tani needed to be studied because it was the opposite of how someone should talk to their crush. Hearing this, Miyu became sad, and Aoi also said Miyu was pushing Tani away with everything she did. By that time, Manami had already found an AI-written article about how to talk to your partner, and Miyu decided she would learn from it. The article said she should become a good listener instead of talking about useless things all day. It also said she should ask good questions and show she was paying attention, not just leave the other person hanging in silence. Miyu felt even more guilty because she always did the opposite, but then she remembered she was officially dating Tani now, so she became very happy. Then she immediately felt sad, thinking maybe things would not go well. The next moment, she decided she would become the best girlfriend for Tani. Aoi asked what the best girlfriend would do, so Miyu blushed and said she would ask Tani to walk home with her today. After a while, Tani came to class. Aoi asked him if he had any problem if they stayed around Miyu's seat in their free time like before. Tani said he did not mind, and Miyu acted like she was hurt because she wanted to spend her free time with Tani. Hearing this, Tani became careful and quickly asked if he should have told her friends to leave. This made an impression on the girls. They told Miyu to do her best girlfriend thing now, and Miyu nervously turned to Tani. Miyu could not handle Tani's direct look, so she covered her eyes with her hand, went close to him, and asked if he could walk home with her later. After school, Tani walked with Miyu, and Miyu could not walk straight because she was so nervous. Her friends followed behind to cheer her up if needed, but Miyu did not even see them. She greeted everyone while leaving, and everyone replied to her, but no one looked at Tani, who was walking right beside her. When they got on the road to their houses, there was complete silence between them. Miyu remembered the AI article about being a good listener and knowing the other person's interests, but that could only happen if Tani talked. Tani was also silently worried and tried to say something, but in the end, he could not say anything and stayed silent. Seeing this, Miyu thought this was her chance to know more about him. She asked what he wanted to say, but Tani said nothing and kept walking. All of Miyu's happiness ended right there, and she started thinking if Tani really enjoyed being with her. After a while, they reached the turn where their paths separated. Miyu felt disappointed that the day did not go the way she wanted. She said goodbye to Tani, but Tani suddenly held her hand and asked if she had a few minutes to talk. Miyu immediately said yes, and both went to the park. There Tani told her that Yamada came to him in the morning. Hearing this, Miyu became careful and asked if that idiot said something wrong. Tani said it was not like that, but he was surprised to hear Miyu had already told everyone about her feeling. Miyu got nervous and asked if she should have kept everything a secret and if saying it all was too much. Tani laughed and said he did not mind being public, but he was worried about Miyu because she cared too much about what people thought. Miyu realized Tani really cared about her, and she thought she worried so much about others that she forgot to see the important things in front of her. She gathered courage and said now she did not care what people thought, and she wanted to live freely and with confidence. Tani was surprised at this answer, and Miyu thought maybe she gave the wrong impression, but Tani said she did not seem strange to him. Tani asked if she was free on the weekend because they could do something. Miyu remembered he wanted to eat a burger, and both of them said the same thing at the same time. Then both laughed and said this was their first same thinking moment. Miyu agreed to eat burgers together on their first date. Tani immediately started searching for nearby restaurants on his phone, but his search history appeared showing he was looking up how to talk to your girlfriend. As soon as he realized Miyu saw it, Tani got very embarrassed, hit his phone, and started to run away. Miyu caught him and stared at him. Tani said to forget what she saw, but Miyu refused and said she could never forget this moment. Miyu said she was very happy to know Tani thought about her even when she was not there, because she thought only she was always nervous. Hearing this, Tani gently held her hand and came close to say something that made Miyu's heart beat fast. Tani said he wanted to put his feelings into words before, but he could not get the courage. Miyu's heart beat very fast. Then she controlled herself and talked about making their relationship stronger. She told Tani that after burgers, they should also watch a movie, and she knew Tani searched for that too. The next day, Miyu was with her friends and told them she was very excited for her first date with Tani. The girls said to take good selfies with Tani, but then they remembered Miyu always made a weird face in selfies, like someone put a lemon in her mouth. This was not Miyu's only problem because she did not know what clothes to wear on the date. In the end, she wore a simple casual dress and reached the meeting place half an hour early because she could not wait. She started to sweat and thought about sitting in a nearby cafe, but then her mind went to Tani and what he would wear. At that moment, Tani also arrived. He was in simple clothes as always, and that was enough for Miyu. Miyu saw that Tani also came 20 minutes early, so they decided not to waste time and went straight to the burger joint. The order came quickly and they started eating. Miyu remembered she got messy while eating, and she did not want Tani to see her like that. She saw Tani taking small and neat bites, so she started copying him and ate the burger layer by layer. In that, she took out a whole piece of lettuce and ate it separately. She felt embarrassed but quickly said that opening your mouth too much anywhere was rude. Tani did not agree and said eating big bites was more fun, and he was also a bit messy. Miyu got courage and took half the burger in one bite with her mouth open. Then they walked around the mall, and after that went to watch a movie about a yeti and a witch. During the movie, Miyu started crying loudly, and after coming out, she ran to the toilet to fix her makeup. When she came back, Tani was standing near the movie cutout, and Miyu remembered her friends wanted pictures. She thought about asking someone to take a picture, but then got embarrassed and dropped the idea. At that moment, Tani suggested checking out the shop across where they were selling movie merchandise. Miyu liked those things, and when Tani asked if they should buy something to remember their first date, Miyu gave a reaction Tani could not understand. After that, they sat and talked about the movie. Miyu kept praising the Yeti family for being so cute, but she could not remember any character's name. Tani kept telling her the details again and again. Miyu was surprised how he remembered everything while she remembered nothing. Tani asked if she even watched the movie properly. Miyu felt bad and said she did not remember names and places, but she watched the movie with full attention. Then she started explaining the fine points and meanings of the movie that Tani did not understand, and Tani only understood when Miyu clearly explained it to him. Tani quietly said the movie was okay, and Miyu teased him, asking if he really watched the movie. Then Miyu thought maybe he did not like such movies. Later, when they were going home, Miyu felt happy because today she did everything her way, ate burgers and watched the movie she liked. Then she suddenly realized she was just busy with herself and did not think about what Tani wanted. They got off the train and walked home. Miyu gently held Tani's fingers so they could walk together for longer. Tani was surprised by this and held her hand tightly, and they kept walking hand in hand. Miyu told Tani she had fun today and then apologized for not thinking about his like. Tani said he would not have chosen this movie or the other things himself, but he still liked it. He also said he would not have enjoyed all this alone or with anyone else, and he had fun because he was with Miyu. Hearing this, Miyu became emotional and told Tani they should take a picture together. Tani was surprised, but Miyu said she wanted a picture to remember their first date. They took a selfie together and then reached the crossing. Miyu said goodbye to Tani, but Tani kept looking at her shirt. He did not want to give the wrong idea, so he said the panda on her shirt was cute, and Miyu became very happy to hear this. Miyu ran home, but when she looked at the selfie, her happiness went down because she made a weird face in the picture. This is where this part ends.